Well, here is my very, very old, old loader bucket, loader bucket. I bought an M International, and it had this bucket on it when I bought it. And I don't think it was a homemade bucket. I think it was made in some factory somewhere or some guy's shop, but I can tell that people have been welding pieces on it over the years and stuff, and a lot of welding's been done on it, but it didn't. But I was using it today for a grapple, so you can see that all of this stuff that I welded on here, this is from a semi. These are springs off a semi right here, and this is part of the brakes off a semi, and this is part of the brakes off a semi, and the shaft here. Well, I had two of those, so I cut them. I cut the ends off because they had some stuff welded on them. I cut it off, and then I welded two pieces of shaft together, ran the shaft across there, and like I say, these are part of the brakes. And then I bought this backing plate that was 200 or 190 bucks or something, but instead of weld, it's called a weld-on plate. Well, I went and bolted it on because I might want to use it for other stuff too. But yeah, and then the shaft, it was sliding out, so I went and cobbled a nut on there and put a bolt in case, because the thing will come out. This shaft, I slide it that direction, and you can pull the shaft out. But I could have welded a big washer on there so it wouldn't go that way, but then I couldn't get it apart again, and I want to be able to pull it apart, so that's why I welded that on there. And then you see my hoses I put on here. Well, I don't know where they're. I ran this thing about 4 hours this morning and about 2 hours yesterday testing it, and but somehow or other I got it caught somewhere, and you can see that it tore up the hoses, but it didn't wreck the hoses, but it tore them up pretty good. And I'm gonna have to do something with this. This thing's kind of neat because, like I say, this here was on the end of the shaft there, and I cut the shaft off, and then I use this for. But the thing about it is, you push the outside ring in. It's still, I guess it goes in kind of, but yeah, there it goes. You push. Well, I'll see if I can find something to push with here. I got a vice grip laying here. But this outside part, what you do, I don't have enough hands, of course, but yeah. Well, anyway, the outside part, you push that in, and then you can turn that, and then this will turn this way or that way. And I thought that was kind of slick, because then I could figure out my distance that I needed for this thing to work right. But it's not very heavy duty because there's nothing on this end welded from here to here. So, but I went and welded the living snot out of it here so that it'll come apart. It's kind of like a single-sided swing arm on a motorcycle. It's only got one side welded, but you can see it's been taking quite a bit of stress, because look how that bent right there. But yeah, I gotta cut that off right there too. But yeah, these are springs off of somebody, of course, is trying to call me right now. But those are springs off the back of a semi. I'm gonna shut that off. And like I say, those are springs off the back of a semi, and I'm using them for the teeth for it. But if you get a light duty grapple for a skid loader, they start at $1,500, and and they're not any heavier duty than this one. The problem is when you hand make stuff, it takes a lot of tweaking before you get all the bugs out of it, so you don't keep wrecking stuff. And I got you get stuff like this going on, and you know, I gotta figure out what I gotta figure out some way to put these hoses, and oh man. But it's better than $1,500, you know. I only got, well, 200 here, and then this thing, I've had that for about, laying around here for about 10 years. I never used it. I bought it for something else. I never used it. And then I got about 40 bucks worth of, yeah, 40 bucks worth of hoses here. And so I got what, 300. I got between 300 and 400 bucks invested in this thing, plus a lot of work. But yeah, like I say, you can see the last owner. He must have been smashing it into stuff. Look how pieces of stuff been cobbled on here, but yeah, like I say, I ran it 4 hours today, and I didn't wreck it today. Yesterday I wrecked a couple things, but yeah, like I say, these things take a lot of stress. This is a flat piece of metal yesterday, and look at how it's bent here. And that's over a 1/4 inch thick, and she's bent already. So it takes some stress to run that thing. So, but anyway, that's about it. So I'm gonna shut it off. So.